My name is Claire. I'm 44 years old. I was married to Adam for 26 years. He was my first love, my only partner, and the father of our son, Jack. When Adam passed away suddenly from a heart attack last year, it felt like someone pulled the floor from beneath my feet. Everything I thought I knew, stability, love, trust, died with him. Jack, our only son, is 24. He moved back home after his dad passed. He wanted to keep an eye on me, he said. But the truth is, we were both broken, just trying to survive the weight of grief in our own ways. This is not a story I ever thought I would tell, but sometimes the lines between love, comfort, and desire blur. And what happens in those blurred lines changes everything. People think when someone dies, grief is loud. They expect sobs, wailing, tears. But for me, grief was quiet. It was empty cups of coffee, untouched dinners, a bed that suddenly felt too big. Adam was my life for more than 2 decades. We had our share of ups and downs, but he was my home. His absence left a void nothing could fill. Jack was the only thing keeping me anchored. Jack was always close to me even as a child. But after his father's death, something changed. He became protective, almost possessive in his worry. He'd check in on me constantly. Make me tea before bed. Sit by my side until I fell asleep. We leaned on each other in ways we never had before. It felt innocent at first, until it didn't. One night I was sitting in the living room late. It was past midnight and I couldn't sleep, again. I had Adam's old sweatshirt on and was flipping through an old album. Jack came in quietly, shirtless, his hair messy from sleep. "You okay?" he asked. I nodded even though I wasn't. He sat beside me, glanced at the pictures and smiled. "You were beautiful back then." I smiled. I was younger. He looked straight into my eyes. "You still are." It was the way he said it, like he wasn't talking as a son, but as a man seeing a woman he suddenly saw differently. I laughed nervously and closed the album. "Let's get some sleep," I said. But when I stood, he held my hand. "Mom." I froze. And in that pause I felt something shift between us. The days that followed were quiet. We avoided the topic, but the tension grew. I caught him looking at me when I got out of the shower. He would hug me longer than usual. One afternoon I walked into the kitchen and caught him sniffing the scarf I'd left on the table. Was I imagining it, or was he struggling with something too? I started to look at him differently too. He had Adam's eyes. His jawline. He had become a man, not my little boy anymore. And in my loneliness, in my aching heart, I started confusing comfort with closeness, affection with attraction. It happened on a stormy night. The power went out. Rain pounded the roof. We lit candles and sat in the living room, wrapped in a blanket. Jack poured us wine. We talked about Adam, about memories, about the hole his death left behind. "I still see him sometimes," Jack whispered. "In dreams. Standing behind you. Like he's watching over you." I swallowed hard. "Maybe he is." He turned to me. "He loved you so much. But he never made you feel wanted. Did he?" The question took my breath away. "Jack," I whispered. He reached out, brushed a tear from my cheek. "I can't stop thinking about you," he said. My heart pounded. "You're my son," I choked out. "I know, and I hate myself for it, but I also know you're lonely. You deserve more than grief." He kissed me, and I didn't stop him. We didn't sleep together that night. But we crossed a line, emotionally, intimately. We fell asleep in each other's arms on the couch, wrapped in the silence of what we'd done. The next morning, guilt flooded me like cold water. Jack looked at me with worry. Was it a mistake? I didn't answer. Because I didn't know. The days after were worse than I imagined. We kept our distance, tried to be normal, but that night changed everything. The next time it happened, I was crying. It was Adam's birthday. I found one of his letters and I just broke. Jack held me, whispered things, and this time when his lips found mine, I didn't resist. I wanted to feel alive. We slept together that night. And again the next week. It became a secret I buried under guilt, under silence, under fear. One morning, I woke up to find Jack in the kitchen making breakfast, humming Adam's favorite song. And something shattered inside me. I couldn't do it anymore. I told him we needed to stop. That what we were doing was a betrayal, not of Adam, not of society, but of who we were supposed to be. He nodded, eyes full of pain. I love you, Mom, he said. But maybe love isn't always meant to be acted on. He moved out a few weeks later, found a place across town. We still talk, still visit, but the air between us is filled with something unspoken, something forever changed. I'll never be able to explain what happened in those months after Adam died. Maybe grief made me weak. Maybe loneliness made me vulnerable. Maybe my heart just wanted to be touched again. But I know this. Sometimes what we need and what we should do are not the same thing. Have you ever found yourself pulled towards something you knew was wrong, but it still felt right? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. And if stories like this make you feel seen, raw, real, and honest, subscribe to Veiled Desires for more emotional, true-to-life stories about love, loss, temptation, and the human heart.